Some take a carefree approach to Athletes Unlimited, others a bit more serious. New captain Lizzie Colson focuses on defense. She drafted Charlotte North to blast away at the offensive end. Taylor Moreno, both captain and keeper. This week, she unleashes Sam Geyers back on the competition. Eyes up for action that fits like a glove with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. This morning's second act comes from USA Lacrosse headquarters. Time to salute the captains in a Week 3 collision. It's Team Lizzie Colson squaring off against the side led by Taylor Moreno. A very pleasant welcome to you alongside Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. These two teams lost tight games in their first games of the weekend, so in need of victory, what's their approach to today's action?
You know, it's all about readjusting, resetting, making sure they're focused on the field, looking at their offensive and defensive game plan, but they want to win quarters. It's all about the little wins from quarter to quarter, and that translate into the overall game.
So before we dive into the teams and their leaders, why don't we get you up to speed on how we conduct business in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 56 of the best in the world coming to town. They compete for an individual championship. It's 4 teams flipped around every Monday in a captain's draft, and we keep score of it all in a unique way.
There's 3 ways to earn points. Individually, statistically, everything has a point system. MVPs are announced at the end of each game. The players select that. And then quarter to quarter, you win points as well as an overall win.
If you play really strong defense and your team wins quarters and wins games, you too can be a captain in Athletes Unlimited like the very talented Lizzie Colson.
Lizzie Colson has done a great job on the field. When you look at her, she's not playing like a rookie. She's confident, especially coming off of World Championship play. But she is a strong defender who's remembering her roots. She can showcase those skills with plays on the field using her speed to goal. It's her intensity and physicality are what serve her best in Athletes Unlimited.
Yeah, she never quits on a play, and that relentless nature really serves her well. She's currently 6th on the leaderboard. If you've taken notes the first 2 seasons of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, you know that goalies can move very high on the board very quickly. Taylor Moreno shown absolutely 0 rookie jitters this season.
Taylor Moreno, when you look at her play, she has a big target on her back despite this being her rookie season as well. She leads Athletes Unlimited prior to today in leaderboard points, stats, MVP points. She has done her job on the field. Highest save percentage of all goalies, double-digit saves in the last 6 games. Her quick hands, presence in the cage, it serves her well. Save
after save, she's been outstanding, a source of frustration for the enemy shooters, and as a result, she's 2nd on the leaderboard as play begins today. The players don't mind sharing their thoughts in this league. We love it when they weigh in with Air National Guard into the game. Taylor is all wired up again. Hey, what's this I hear? If you weren't playing goal, you'd like to be a Formula One race car driver? Why the need for speed?
I grew up driving go-karts around with one of my friends. Just loved doing it. We'd actually just go whip around his neighborhood. But I watched the Formula One docuseries on Netflix, Drive to Survive, and I really fell in love with the sport, and I think it was just so fascinating.
Taylor, keys to the game for you guys to walk away with a win today.
Yeah, yesterday we were getting some good offensive looks. It was just a matter of putting the ball in the back of the net and taking care of our turnovers. That really killed us yesterday. So walking in today, trying to be on the same page, taking care of the ball on both ends of the field, and hopefully that'll give us a success today.
Go get him, 77. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
Taylor Moreno in the cage for her squad wearing gold. Team Colson is in the blue this late morning, an 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time start. Glad you've tuned in there with us on ESPNU. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor. It's game 16 of 24 in this second season of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Team Colson is in the blue. They have possession. They work 6-on-6 at this end of the field. 22 is Haley Warden, national champion collegiately back in the day at James Madison. O'Donnell with a scoop, pressured on the outside by Kira Pelton, who played collegiately at Stanford. Kenzie Kent on the go with momentum against Molly Little, turns the corner, shovels and scores! A beautiful opening goal from Kenzie Kent.
Kenzie Kent has scored a lot of goals as well as having some assists. We don't necessarily see her name anywhere near the top of the leaderboard, actually quite the opposite. but she has a knack for the goal. And I like this backhanded look. She's a strong side lefty, but she's coming up the right-handed side. They often don't expect that from her, but defense was a step behind. We see from the goal cam, well-placed shot.
Kenzie Kent beaming with pride there. She has goals in 7 of 8 games this season. That's her 11th. We talked about her a season ago, leading the league in assists. She has only one helper in the last 5 games. That's sort of unusual as she strikes in the first 42 seconds today. The officials at the table having a look. Erica Leslie, Ronnie Anton, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Julie Wakes, Lynn Bowers, all getting involved in the act. Perhaps Kenzie was close to the crease, close to the goal circle here. As she turned the corner, let's see if she had a foot on the goal circle line.
As we take a look at it from that angle, it doesn't look like she stepped on a line. Definitely close. Foot on the line means no goal. However, I'm not seeing that from any of these angles. Let's take a look right here.
She's fine on her approach. Landing point still good. She's outside. That should count. That's a heck of a goal from Kenzie Kent. And it will stay. The officials have concluded their review. Kenzie Kent has celebrated the 1-0 advantage. Lynn Bowers will confirm it for us.
We're just confirming the goal is good. This was an official review to make sure that the player did not step into the goal circle before the shot. But the goal is good.
Thank you, Lynn. So not a formal challenge per se, but an official's review, and Kenzie's goal stands. Kenzie Kent can get really hot in a hurry on a lacrosse field. She had a 4+4 game last summer. Good for 8 points. That'll rocket you up the leaderboard. You get 12 points for every goal you score. You get 4 points for every assist. If you help out here on the draw control, we'll give you 2. Marie McCool has been up there all season long. Now we're in week 3. Draw control, 2 more points for Kenzie Kent as she strides away from Allie Kennedy wearing 42 in the goal. Nicole Levy is a high-scoring attacker. Quick passing inside, score! On the run, hooking up beautifully with O'Donnell.
Taking a quick lead early, Team Colson in the blue jerseys. Capitalizing on another draw control. Kenzie Kent swinging the ball around, sharing the rock. Nicole Levy, her eyes were up. She almost swung it back behind, but saw Katie O'Donnell streaking in the middle of that 8-meter. Took a nice quick shot on goal. They are catching Taylor Moreno off. The quicker you move the ball, the less time a goalie has to get set up defensively. And so far, they are shooting the ball well.
That was well placed by O'Donnell. Normally, you'd go across your body to the far post. She went short side there off the relay from Levy. And every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season, Aspiration plants 10 trees. Heading into today, over 1,100 have been committed to. Aspiration, we thank you for all of your support. A couple of goals, 19 seconds apart. Back-to-back for Kent and O'Donnell. Katie O'Donnell, who said she'd be a ski bum if she wasn't playing lacrosse. She loves to snowboard. Well, she's got herself and her mates a 2-0 advantage early. Geyer's back on the move. Geyer's back, turns and scores! Sam Geyer's back.
Closing the gap for Team Moreno. Sam Geyer's back, fresh off an NCAA championship, as well as the MVP of the NCAA tournament. This is where she likes to live, that lower left side, the lower elbow. We see her getting a step on her defensive player right there, Pareka, before she carries it back to her strong side, a little dip. Oftentimes, all it takes is a little bit of stick movement to get a goalie to bite. We saw Katie Glynn react to that first little move of her stick before Geyer's back shooting around.
Long Island, New York native, Geyer's back. Courtney mentions the most outstanding player in the NCAA championship tournament. The championship weekend played at Johns Hopkins University, Homewood. All Geyer's back did in those 2 games, the semis and the championship game, was record 8 goals. Inside the draw circle, it's Warden and McCool leaping for that loose ball. Off the ground, it comes up. Charlotte North is there, shoulder to shoulder with Emma Trenchard. The familiar NCAA battle between North and Trenchard, BC and North Carolina, respectively. We're approaching the 2-minute mark. There are quarter points that are on the line. When your team wins a quarter in Athletes Unlimited, you get 20 points for everybody on the roster. The roster is 14 players long. Kenzie Kent sweeping across the 8-meter key. You score from outside that 8. You'll get 2 for your team, 16 for yourself. Charlotte North knows how to do that with her shooting range. Working in two-person game around the screen set by McPartland. Shot clock's at 30. There is a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. Kenzie Kent isolating against Molly Little. Turns inside, roll, score! Kenzie Kent.
Anytime you're on the field, whether it's offense or defense, you're always sizing up your competition. And right now, Team Colson, they are liking the matchup of Kenzie Kent and Little. Kenzie is so quick, shifty. We see her ability to change direction so very quickly. She looks to take her defender topside, gets defense stepping a little off their line, and she is able to have a quick roll under for a nice little 1v none with Moreno. Right here, that nice spin. I'm not calling it a roll. Roll seems slow. That's a spin action by Kenzie Kent, putting Team Colson up 3-1 at this point.
I've heard you go Spinderella with that one. Sports Center top 10 nominee. Kenzie Kent gets her second in the early going in the first 2.5 minutes of this game. It's a 3-1 advantage, and Team Colson in the blue shooting very effectively, 3 for 3 against the best keeper in Athletes Unlimited this season. Moreno is often into double figures in saves. Her team has the ball in goal. Marie McCool isolating up top. McCool waiting for Izzy McMahon to join her. Number 2 in the gold. Very competitive Izzy McMahon, who had a 2-pointer yesterday morning against Team Johansson. Team Moreno came up short 11-8. Team Colson lost to Team Apuzzo back on Thursday night 11-8. Snapshot here that goes wide of the goal, guarded by Katie Glynn. That Thursday night action was the only game played. We had severe weather the past couple of days in the area, all throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. Temperatures in the low 80s right now. McMahon fires and scores! Slipping that one past Katie Glynn. It's a 3-2 ball game.
Oftentimes, the team that wins the draw control score should often reflect that tally. And this is a perfect example of that. Taking care of the ball, utilizing the shot clock, waiting until you have a good look at the cage. That 1v1, the right-handed sweep. Izzy McMahon generally likes the opposite side of the 8-meter key. However, she had her hands free. Defense gave her a little bit too much space. Izzy McMahon capitalizing with the 6th goal for her of the season.
Mira Shane giving her a little shimmy shake and celebration on the sideline. It's 3-2. Quarter points are available. Whoever wins the quarter gets 20. Sydney Watson comes up with a draw control. Watson, who was terrific in her last outing. She scored 4 times against Team Johansson yesterday morning. The sun breaking through the clouds as we near high noon Eastern time. Little give and go inside. Stevens stashes it away. Molly Stevens ties the score.
Excellent ball movement by Team Moreno as they've tied this game up at 3s. Again, winning the draw control so very important. You see Scotty Rose Growney with the ball. Her eyes are up to Kennedy. And then you have a bunch of cutters. You have field awareness, ball movement. I like that little fake for Allie Kennedy, like she was going to swing it around to X. And then Molly Stevens putting herself right in front of the goal cage. Nice handle inside. And then quick push-pull for a nice little shot in front.
Seen plenty of celebrations in this opening 10 minutes of play. Molly Stevens with her 4th of this Athletes Unlimited summer number 2. She'd love to be a tennis player were it not for lacrosse. She credits her high school coach, Penelope Bates, for being a great mentor to her. Haley Warden gets the draw control, give her 2 points. She'll find Kenzie Kent. And Kenzie has been operating very, very well in the opening frame. Couple of goals for Team Moreno, separated by 21 seconds. Whoever's won the draw has actually scored in this game. That's been a seesaw type of effect with Charlotte North on the go. Rolling in against Trenchard. An All-American matchup right there if there ever was one. O'Donnell to the alley. Kent back behind the cage, works in on Little. Gets to the elbow. Little jab step and work around for Warden with 20 seconds to shoot. North gets past Watson, fires on the run. That's easy pickings for Moreno. Watson did a good job there. She altered North's shooting pattern.
If you can make sure to stay on that right side, it's where she generally does her big power wind up. We saw Cookie Carr doing an excellent job on her the other night. And defensively, you just want to make sure to not give her space because she has such power and torque when shooting that she can do it at a long range.
You and I were standing on the sideline that game as McMahon works the flip here, working to Perella. Charlotte North was starting that nighttime game like a house of fire. Cookie then shut her off the most of the second half, quieted her down. As we are beneath 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Stevens picking herself up from the turf. Possession and 8 seconds to shoot now for Team Moreno in goal. McMahon had a 2 yesterday off the split, works in and fires, she scores again. Izzy McMahon has the hot lacrosse stick right now. It's a 4-3 advantage for Team Moreno. Dressed in gold and looking golden to this point. Three unanswered goals for Team Moreno in the last couple of minutes have made this a 4-3 game. Remember, there are 20 points on the line for the entire roster of the team that wins the quarter. Next week, we've got Premier Lacrosse League action for you. PLL play from Utah. Atlas and Whipstakes Friday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, followed by Water Dogs and Redwoods. Saturday, it'll be Chaos and Archers at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. And Cannons against Chrome, all 4 games exclusively on ESPN+. For the Redwoods, you got to watch out for Ryder Garnsey and Jules Henningberg scoring so well. Lizzie Colson moved into the top 4 last weekend. As a result, she was at the draft table on Monday night. Here's Lizzie on her draft strategy.
Team Colson would look like a team of empowering women who are, celebrating each other's strengths. We're a dynamic, athletic, kind of scrappy team who's going to get the job done. And I think it's a team that's looking to just enjoy each other's company. And in that comes success because we're having fun, because we're playing relaxed, because we're celebrating all these wins. Team Colson's winning. Hopefully. We don't want to lose either.
Lizzie Colson had been riding the coattails of Sam Apuzzo. She climbed 5 points into the captain spot from week 2 to week 3. Some other draft notes. As usual, Courtney, the midfielders were among the top 10 picks very prevalently.
Middies, you need those big two-way players on both sides of the ball. But as you look at defensive player Becca Block as well as Hallie Majorana, an attacker, Becca Block oftentimes one of the first people taken on the defensive end, and Hallie, she has really stepped into her own this season as an attacker that is taken nice and early in the draft.
Becca Block playing with the Team Johansson. Earlier today, Team Johansson won a 9-8 thriller over Team Apuzzo. 4-3 for the moment. Team Moreno has the advantage. We passed the midway mark of the opening quarter. You look at the Geico leaderboard. Sam Apuzzo sets the pace. Moreno, who's in goal right now. And then 3 off of the team that's wearing the purple. Johansson, Mastriani, and Waters. We will crown 1 champion. There'll be 4 medalists at the end of next weekend's play. This season of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2, just 4 weekends worth. The officials and the player executive committee ruling that it should be 4, not 5, considering all the international play that's gone on, world championships and world games. They shrunk the season from 30 total games to 24. This is game 16. Back behind the cage, Levy will operate with North.
Kenzie Kent showing her ground ball skills, coming up with that draw control. She has a big ability just to reach out with her stick. It's almost like she's using her hockey stick.
O'Donnell lets this one go. It's knocked down. It hit Pelton. Kenzie Kent did play 2 sports at Boston College. She went to the Frozen Four 3 times with the BC Eagles. O'Donnell's back behind the goal. She'll swing it. Fresh 60-second shot clock for Charlotte North. Operating from her customary left wing. Inside feed, crossing over there, a beautiful goal. On the way down, McPartland. That was not an easy shot to release.
Team Colson taking their time offensively after they won the draw control. They were being patient with the ball in their sticks. Charlotte North had a lot of space right here as soon as the double team came. First option was Kelly McPartland. Saw defensively they were all over her right hand. Her only option was to switch it into her left, but as soon as she did, she quickly translated that into a shot on goal, not letting another defensive player come in tight on her. Excellent handle inside as well as switch, protection, and then ultimate shot.
McPartland with goals in 4 of her 8 games this season. It's 5 for her overall in the year. Every goal you get 12 points on your leaderboard tally. Kelly is pushing 30 years of age now. She's Maryland class of 2015. Back in 2014, 61 goals and 94 points. She was filling it up for the Terps. Warden comes up with a draw control. There is a player down. McPartland just now getting to her seat and standing tall.
Scooping up this ground ball right here. Looks like she got a shoulder from Sydney Watson right to the head. So this is going to remain with Team Colson.
Been a very well played opening quarter. Teams are shooting precisely, and there have been no turnovers in this frame. Kenzie Kent trying to get to goal against Little. She offers it to North. Charlotte North underneath. Great pass, quick stick score! The first quarter hat trick for Kenzie Kent.
This offense, they're clicking, gelling. They're having a lot of different looks at the goal, where they're attacking from, whose ball the stick is beginning in. We see Kenzie Kent challenging around. As soon as she dishes it off, she knew that everybody was going to be taking a look at Charlotte North. Charlotte has the ability to take over a game. She has the range to shoot it too. So as soon as the eyes looked at her, Kenzie's defender left her. Kenzie flashed for the ball inside. It's tremendous IQ, her awareness on the field, opening up to the ball and giving the lead back to Team Colson.
Kenzie Kent began this weekend number 2 in terms of total points all time when you speak about goals and assists. And Kenzie Kent has had no trouble doing that. The advancement up the leaderboard has been hurt by being turnover prone. Couple of goals 26 seconds apart, McPartland and Kent. We've had 3 different ties in this game. The lead has changed hands a couple times, and Kent comes up with a draw control. This first quarter for Kenzie Kent has been enormous in terms of points. You get 12 points for every goal. You get 2 for those draw controls. I wouldn't be surprised if she's got 50 points on her own stat line, and her team may win another 20 in 2 minutes and 50 seconds if they win the quarter. Bulldozing her way inside. North sent it wide, backed up by Nicole Levy.
I mean, when you look at all the goals that she's been scoring as well as draw controls, the only reason, and I talked about this early on, that she's not up at the top of the leaderboard is because she is an assister as well. So every time she feeds that ball inside, instead of crediting maybe a mishandle inside, it seems like they're giving her the turnover because she takes risk, as any assister would do.
And those turnovers are painful to the tune of -8, as Kent will not be denied in this opening quarter. The highest amount of goals scored by any player in one game so far this summer is 4. Kent has 4 in the first 7 minutes.
As we watch Kenzie Kent on the field, she's so dynamic, she's slippery, she has different looks to her, coming up the right side with her left hand, a nice little backhanded goal right there. And then we see her quick change of direction capabilities. That nice little spin, a little 2-man game with Charlotte North, another BC product. And then her most recent goal, we see her hesitate, slow down, change speed, and then take off again. So every single goal has been something different, so it's very hard to defend her.
3 unanswered. Trying to win that opening quarter and the 20 points that go to all 14 players on the side when you win a frame. 3-0 run for Team Colson in the last 84 seconds. Looking for more. Moreno makes a stop there, kneeling to deny. Draw controls have been heavily in the favor of Team Colson in blue. Marie McCool, in her last outing, took 8 shots, did not score. A rarity for 4 in the gold. Allie Kennedy was also quiet. Moreno was going to rely on midfield production. When you don't get much from McCool or Kennedy, you're likely to lose, as Moreno did to Johansson back on Friday morning, as Katie Glynn has another stop and another 6 points.
It's a lot to ask of the midfielders in this league. Now, they are capable of going to goal, making big plays on the offensive end of the field, but they are tasked with running back and forth throughout all 4 quarters, and there's only one midfield sub. Many teams are utilizing that other midfield spot to have a split attacker and defender take it, resting the legs of those middies so they can have more production.
McCool here, 4 in the goal. Normally she's money in the bank when it comes to goals. Multiple goals in 4 of 7. Working wide there, swings back behind the cage, fakes the flip, gets picked up by O'Donnell, trying to get underneath. Shot clock's at 30. Kennedy, hawked by Kerrigan Miller, runs right past her, fires. Good save there by Katie Glynn. Off in the distance, I'm sure you can hear the loudest fan in the stands is Katie's mom, Debbie. Good feed inside. Levy fakes. Doesn't let it go. Amazing handle there. Pareca fires, and that's stopped by Moreno. 4 saves in the opening quarter for Moreno. Her team trying to carve into a 6-4 deficit. 15 seconds left, 20 points on the line for whomever wins the opening frame. McMahon's had a hand in it, thinking about the 2. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. On the flip, McCool 4-2, and that was fought off as it was wide of the goal. And that will do it for the opening 10 minutes. Team Colson gets the 20 points, a 6-4 advantage. After 10 minutes of play, they scored the final 3 goals of the frame to do it. And throughout this afternoon, you have been treated to the Kenzie Kent show. Number 10 has 4 goals on the board. It's a 6-4 advantage. Quarter number 2 coming your way right after this. Glad you're enjoying the action today from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. The athletes often spending time working through the autograph line post-game. That'll be hundreds of people deep, making friends, putting smiles on faces, and trying to inspire the next generation of great lacrosse players. Here in Sparks, Maryland, we have a first quarter count, 6-4 in favor of Team Colson after 10 minutes. Team Colson wins the 20 points that are awarded for whomever wins quarter by quarter in Athletes Unlimited. Sunday Night Baseball is coming up. We'll have that for you tomorrow. It's an NL West rivalry game. Juan Soto and the Padres taking on Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers, wrapping up a big 3-game set at Dodger Stadium. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage beginning at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPN2. Baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. Think about it. The Padres are eventually going to have Machado, Tatis, and Soto in their lineup. Good luck for enemy pitchers in that regard. We have the players' mic today. Air National Guard time to go into the game with Nicole Levy.
Oh, yeah, we did golf yesterday. KO got a birdie. KO got a birdie on the 18th hole. Yeah, KO! Let's go, brother! Totally. It was all about yesterday's golf game.
I'm glad somebody was 1 under par there. KO, I'm assuming, is Katie O'Donnell. Nicole Levy and friends with a 6-4 advantage after just 1 quarter. We play 10 minutes stop time per quarter. Kenzie Kent, the dominant scoring figure in the opening frame, as we are just past the top of the hour now. High noon Eastern time from USA Lacrosse headquarters. Joe and Courtney with you. Big shout out of thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew, working hard very early this morning. The initial game today was a 9 a.m. start. Team Johansson, a 9-8 victor over Team Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo's squad losing for the first time this summer. On the go, Kent. Chased there by Ali Palermo, fleet-footed rookie defender out of Northwestern. Kent, 4 goals already. That's tied the individual single-game high so far this summer. When we have time, I'll let you know who has scored the record, which is 5. It occurred 5 different times last summer. 5 goals in 1 game is the Athletes Unlimited record, and it is definitely in the sights of Kenzie Kent today. Geyer's back, who started the scoring for Team Moreno in goal. The pass for McMahon gets away. This is a turnover. It was a pretty clean opening quarter of play. Not very many turnovers of which to speak, Courtney, in the opening 10 minutes.
No, a lot of back and forth play. Teammates pushing the fast break. Just a few turnovers here and there. We have seen, as the sun comes out and legs get fatigued, decision-making not be as smart in past games, but compared to our first game this morning, this one is much hotter than what Johansson and Apuzzo had.
Sun blazing the turf now. Lights are still on. Kenzie Kent with a speed dodge here. Makes the flip for Levy outside the 8-meter key. You score from out there, you'll get 2 points for your team, 16 for yourself. Charlotte North rolling in. North lets this one go. Stopped by Moreno. Moreno's clear is picked off. North for 2, and she slugged it wide.
And Moreno, heads up play, chasing this ball out of bounds. She's going to earn 12 points for that caused turnover, the change of possession for her team, as she was the closest one to where that ball went out.
She actually committed a turnover too, as McMahon burns the corner for her hat-trick marker.
Not only does Izzy McMahon have a hat trick, but that was a 2-point goal in transition. Taylor Moreno running that ball out of bounds, translated into offense for her team, and that's what you want, from the defense to the offense. And Izzy McMahon, nobody stepped up, so she took control with a shot from downtown.
McMahon scored a 2 in her last outing. Must have liked the taste of it yesterday morning, because she comes right back with it again today, and she's pumped up about it from well beyond the 8-meter key. Overwhelming Katie Glynn in goal for Team Colson. McMahon closing in on 10 tallies this summer. She has the hat trick. We mentioned Kent has 4. They are the big gunners in this opening half in a game that is now tied 6-6.
You could see Mira Shane, goalkeeper, and wearing number 33 in gold, how she was fanning off Izzy McMahon like she's too hot. Always a personality on the field.
McCool going there. Scotty Rose Growney right back at you. Scotty Rose Growney gives Team Moreno the lead.
So it's another quick goal. Back-to-back in tight from Izzy McMahon's 2-pointer. Straight from the draw control. We talked about Marie McCool, how she can be a force on the field. We see all eyes were on her, so she was able to dish the ball down to Scotty Rose Growney. That was just 10 seconds from their last goal, and they have now taken the lead in this game over Team Colson.
Sydney Watson, who led Big East play with UConn, with the Huskies in terms of draw controls in 2022. Again, Mira leading the cheers. Scotty Rose Growney is up to 9 now. This most recent strike has made it a 7-6 game, 3 points to none in the quarter. There are 20 points available for the winning team per quarter in Athletes Unlimited. Kenzie Kent pulling this ball away. She'll go 6-on-6. We've seen more of Sydney Parecka at the offensive end, 44 in blue, nominally a defender. Warden will jog against Watson. I heard Watson tell folks that she loves the defensive end of the field more than the offense per se. She scored 4 times yesterday, so the offense was clicking pretty well for 27 in the goal. Halfway through the shot clock. Kent bluffs it to North. Turns. Charlotte with her defender hung up. That's Emma Trenchard. Little cat and mouse game here. Trenchard peeks out on North with 15 seconds to shoot. North off the clear out. Working back to her right. Fires and scores! Charlotte North.
Charlotte North tying the game up at 7s. Emma Trenchard, wearing number 91 in gold, she was doing a great job of sticking on the right-hand side of Charlotte North, but that little slip right there, as soon as Charlotte saw her defender go down, take a peek, she was backing out for a second, ready to switch to the left, tried one more time the right, saw Trenchard go down and just wound up, as she should. She is a very accurate shooter from anywhere on the field. Give her space, she's going to take it.
North joining Majorana and Gilbert, who played in the first game today, as the only players to score in all 8 games of their season. This is game 16 of 24 this Saturday afternoon. 7-all in a high-scoring affair with 6.5 to go in the second quarter. Warden and McCool inside the draw circle. Marie McCool led everybody in draw controls the first 2 weeks. She gets another one here. Kennedy for Stevens. Inside looking for Scotty Rose Growney. Bumped there by the defense. Coming to the rescue quickly was Captain Lizzie Colson. Stevens will keep it hot. Geyer's back is back behind the net. Plenty of time to operate. 6-on-6 here. Alyssa Perella from the top. Change the point of attack for McCool. Scotty Rose Growney in no hurry. She had the last goal for Team Moreno. Geyer's back, who had the first today. Off the split, lets it go. She snapped it high. Closest to the ball, Warren, when it leaves the field on a shot, gets possession. That's Team Moreno's Scotty Rose Growney. McCool fidgets inside against O'Donnell. Off the redodge here, sweeps into Pareca. Perella off the pump fake. Alyssa Perella got double teamed and fouled inside the key. This is going to be a yellow card and a player up opportunity for Team Moreno. Sydney Pareca guilty as charged.
Before she takes her 8-meter free position at the very top center, that's the only place we take free positions here in Athletes Unlimited. That 1-minute penalty due to a check to the head, it is releasable.
Perella one-on-one against Glenn, bounce shot, and the netminder takes a knee to make the save. 6 points on the ledger for Katie Glenn with every stop this afternoon. Colson and her mates, they have 20 seconds to clear the midline in Athletes Unlimited. No worries for O'Donnell. Stick check there by McCool. Moving in Miller, her squad shorthanded, as it's still technically player up for Team Moreno. Charlotte North's a long way from the cooker. We hear a whistle. The official Lynn Bowers looking to coordinate. There she is on the sideline. She'll be handling all of the challenges and any appeals today. With 4:58 to go in a back and forth game, we were 6-4 for Team Colson after 10 minutes. In the second quarter alone, McMahon and Growney on the board. North has tallied for the team in blue. We'll get you back for more in the second of a 7-7 game. Athletes Unlimited, it launched in 2020 with women's softball that was held in Chicago. Today we're enjoying Athletes Unlimited lacrosse, 7-all. Team Colson and Team Moreno. Team Moreno leads in the second quarter with those 20 points on the line. Folks, it's your time to earn points for watching. If you're an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You'll earn points, you'll move up the leaderboard. You get the app, download it today for free at your app store. Get access to great Athletes Unlimited content and experiences all season long. Fans are enjoying a beverage or two, some refreshment here as the sun has come roaring through the clouds now. Temperatures pushing up towards 90 degrees. Earlier today, Team Johansson was a 9-8 victor. Hallie Majorana was outstanding in this one.
Hallie Majorana did an excellent job of scoring in a bunch of different ways. From being involved on the field, challenging from wings, getting the ball back defensively, and then cutting in tight around that circle is where her bread and butter is at. She has her eyes locked in. As soon as she sees her defensive player staring at the ball, that's when she knows it's time to cut. And that little dip and dunk, that slight hesitation before getting her third goal of the day was so very key in her scoring that last one.
Sunscreen for everybody in the stands. Hallie Majorana with a hat trick this morning, picking up goals numbers 12, 13, and 14 in the process. She's ranked 28th on the overall leaderboard and has definitely seen her offensive game bloom. Remember last year, Hallie got off to a decent start. You often reference that she scored the first ever goal in the league's history, but she was injured, had a rib injury in week 3 that really curtailed her performance.
She was out the rest of the season, and that definitely hurt her, not just leaderboard points, but any potential team, because she has such great IQ, her vision on the field. And if you remember, she wanted to come and join us in the booth.
Oh, yeah. Second time today, actually, we've seen a 2-player up situation. This is 6-on-4 for the attackers in gold. 2 players up. Scotty Rose Growney has 2-point range. She'll feed it for Stevens. Circle it to McMahon. Skip it to Kennedy. And then McCool against O'Donnell. Around the horn we go. Pareka's out of the box at 6-on-5. Good defensive stand there by those in front of Katie Glynn. The 2-player down situation did not hurt Team Colson. We remain level, 7 apiece. Scotty Rose Growney for 2. She flailed that one, I'd say 12 feet wide. Didn't have the best release there. Bring it off the end line, the feed for Kennedy, swing and a miss. McMahon, who has 3 already today. Turnaround shot from Kennedy that's buzzed high. And on the end line, the chase there was won by Warden, so Warden will get a dozen points for forcing that turnover.
I cannot tell you how difficult it is to, number one, play defense in a 6-on-6. There's a lot more space in Athletes Unlimited. But then 2, to be a player down, and then 2 players down. It's the second time today we've seen a 6-on-4 and the defense be successful. It's quick shifting, sticks are up, and they were able to knock some passes down earlier today, as well as again in that last instance.
We're shuffling through the ever-changing Geico leaderboard, left side of your screen. These are cumulative point totals. It began 2 weeks ago. We're in week 3. Kennedy driving in, had the ball checked out of her cross. McMahon there to cover up, almost halfway through the 60-second shot clock. Moving in, McCool, stopped there by Glynn. Glynn with that wide set. She plays with a very wide base. Right along the goal line there, she was able to take that one off her knee and thigh and force it away. O'Donnell counterpunching. Right up the gut, right into the heart of the defense. Trenchard was waiting, put the ball down on the turf. Off the scoop, it's Levy going to goal. Score! Nicole Levy.
What a great battle for that ball. It had been knocked out of Katie O'Donnell's stick. Fast break transition. She wasn't able to release a shot. But this battle right here, and she did that nice little heads up, flipped the ball to Levy. Nicole Levy waltzing in. Almost seemed too simple for her. But that protection, she had 4 defensive players closing in on her. So she had to make sure to keep her stick nice and protected. Again, through one swing of Marie McCool right there.
Courtney, teach the young players out there, why is Levy such a good cradler of the ball? Her handle is so good.
She has soft hands. The softer your hands are, the better you are able to control that ball in your stick. Obviously, pocket is a large part to do with that, but she works at her stick work feverishly. We've seen her walk the dog, which if you don't have soft hands, you aren't able to compete or do that as a dodge.
Hard to make those toe drag moves. Draw circle time, looking for draw control here, and it comes up for Lizzie Colson. Another 2 points for the captain. Her side in blue has an 8-7 lead. Levy was an outside shooting threat last year. She led Athletes Unlimited with the 7-2s. This summer she does not have a 2-point goal, but she's been all around the cage and a buzzsaw offensively. Kenzie Kent, who had 4 in the opening quarter. Kent working the 2-person game with Levy. A little bit more than 2 minutes left in the opening half. Stay with us, a feature on Taylor Moreno coming up at halftime. Charlotte North looking to darken her doorstep right now. North well outside the 8-meter key. Bring it to Aurora Cordingley, 40 in the blue. Cordingley, tremendous season at Maryland. She was a Tewaaraton Award finalist. Charlotte North won her second consecutive back in the spring. You see the point totals on the board for the quarter. That McMahon 2-pointer is the difference for the score 3-2. Kenzie Kent off the outside of the post. On the end line, it'll stay Team Colson ball. And a fresh shot clock with the ball ricocheting off the pipe. North now in no hurry with Cordingley. Bring it for Warden. Haley Warden. Picked up by McCool. Kent lurking back behind the cage. There's another inside roll on Palermo, who wasn't buying this time. North will play the 2-person game with Kent. Little screen and roll. Levy thinking about 2. Challenged on the outside there. Kennedy was right on her hands. Kent off the flip. North left-handed. Fires and scores! Charlotte North.
Did I say she doesn't like to wind up with that left hand? I don't think those words exactly came out of my mouth, but Charlotte North showing she is able to do to the left-hand side what she can with the right. Kenzie Kent drawing the double right here. Charlotte North off of the flip, coming off of that sweep. I like that she's having different looks. Look at this release right here. She gets her arms up, out, away from her body. She's able to create a lot of power. And we see she shoots that ball so hard that she's backpedaling after it. That's when you know that you are involving your full body, getting that big torque, that power on the shot. And this, with that goal, ties things up here in the second quarter. It's 3-3, so the 20 points are yet up for grabs.
North looking up at only the rookie Lauren Gilbert, a fellow rookie in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in the gold scoring race. For Charlotte this summer, multiple goal games in 7 of 8. Draw control McCool going right to the net. McCool will feed. Stevens just hanging out. With 45 seconds to go, the shot clock is turned off. Last possession of the quarter belongs to Team Moreno if they choose. And Courtney pointed out, we are 3-3 in the second quarter alone. If we remain tied in this quarter, those 20 points carry over to the third. McMahon would like to change that script, running by Cooper. Bring it this way, Kennedy. Lets it fly on the bouncer, rejected by Glynn. Colson gets the rebound. Lizzie puts the pass right on the button. McPartland and Geiger trying to go to the cage in the fast break. McPartland snapped it wide. Ooh. Down to the turf heavily after she bumped into Pelton. Kent with a quick restart. There's McPartland once more, and straightening up was Moreno to make the save. And we are done with an action-packed first 20 minutes of play. Carry over 3 points apiece, so we will be playing for 40 when the third quarter unfolds. A 9-7 lead for Team Colson. Chance for us to step away and catch our breath. It has been a fast and furious pace. McMahon already has 3. Kenzie Kent has 4. North is heating up. It's going to be a high-scoring day with Athletes Unlimited. We're here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. It's also the home of the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame and has been since, 2016 in the current location. There's a display showing the steps to how to make that traditional wooden stick. You see all the Team USA colors here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame with the Richie Moran Gallery honoring the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame inductees, the late Richie Moran, one of our favorite people. We miss him dearly. After 20 minutes today, Team Colson with 6 in the first, 3 more in the second, so it's a 9-7 advantage over Team Moreno. The carryover points will be in the third. It'll be the third frame word 40 since nobody won the second quarter. Team Colson had the 20 in the opening 10 minutes.
I could not have described this.
Enjoying watching Taylor Moreno 10 gold. She's had a fascination with football back in high school, but the thought of being a field goal kicker, it started out as a lark and then became reality.
The idea of being the kicker on my football team was first a joke. We were kind of laughing about it with the football coaches, and then they kind of realized that they were going to be losing their starting kicker, so they were like, well, why don't you just come try out, we'll teach you how to kick it properly, and if it all works out, like we'll try to get you on the team. So it was crazy because in order to play one of the boys' sports, you had to pass a fitness test as a girl for the state. So I had to go through basically a fitness test to be deemed physically able to compete with the boys. And let's just say it wasn't very, very hard. The guys on the team were super supportive. None of them were like, oh, there's a girl on the team or anything like that. They kind of protected me as though like I was their sister. They treated me exactly the same as the guy standing next to them. I played against Allie Kennedy's high school football team and Sam Geiersbach's high school football teams that season, and that was really funny because they were both at those respective games. Sam was actually in the band. And then Allie was watching it from the sidelines. So that was awesome to like have like those friends that came out and supported me and were there. I'm super grateful for it because I think it definitely taught me a lot about myself as an athlete, but it also gave me the opportunity to play a sport that I've grown up watching with my dad every Sunday and then embracing the opportunity. Because I actually do think there were either 1 or 2 other girls after I graduated that ended up being kickers on their football team on the island. So it was super awesome to hear about that and to see that.
Taylor Moreno, who's been a favorite among her Athletes Unlimited lacrosse teammates, Courtney, with respect to those MVP voting. That's why she's one of the reasons why she's over 1,000 points on the leaderboard.
Her ability to lead on the field from the defensive end out. You want to have somebody who's a communicator as well as somebody who does their job, and obviously she comes up with big saves, starts the offense. But I love the fact that her stepping onto the field as a football player just gave the opportunity and showed girls that, hey, if I lead the way, others may follow. And that's exactly what Taylor Moreno did. 2
times a National Goalie of the Year at North Carolina, 4 times an All-American. Moreno involved in a good one today. It is Team Colson on the advantage. Courtney joins me for highlights next. A 9-7 advantage for Team Colson at the halftime break. We've played 20 minutes. This is Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2. In terms of the quarter points, Team Colson wins the first. Nobody gets the second, so those 20 carry over. The third quarter will be worth 40. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. And Court, when we think about it, anything in particular stand out to you offensively in the first half? Because we saw an explosion, the likes we haven't seen since the first week.
I think the shooters are just shooting well right now. Goalkeepers, they're having shots in tight. There's a lot of quick ball movement, so that translates into a lot of good offense, and the shot selections is there, so hence the higher scoring.
When we started the day, the way Kenzie Kent started it, it appeared like she was going to get a dozen goals. She had 4 in the first quarter alone.
Kenzie Kent getting a lot of different looks at the goal. She's a natural lefty, but we see her translating all over the field, but then closing the gap. We had a look from Moreno's goal, or look from Moreno's team, and then Kenzie Kent yet again.
Courtney, there's a lot of back and forth in this opening quarter and in this game. Lizzie McMahon has a hat trick. She beats Katie Glynn right there.
And then we had quick ball movement inside from Kennedy to Stevens. The ball started to move quickly, and that proved fruitful for the team in gold. Izzy McMahon, yet again, her hands are hot, so put the ball in her stick.
Late, though, in that opening quarter, the game would switch. McMahon has been very effective around the 8-meter key. We know Charlotte North can do damage there, and when she finds McPartland, this cross is over. Here comes Team Colson on the comeback trail.
And then Charlotte North finding Kenzie Kent yet again. Charlotte, whenever the ball's in her stick, a lot of players find themselves staring at her. But Kenzie Kent, 4th goal of the game, and that was just the first quarter.
In the second, Izzy McMahon would start things with a 2. And when McMahon feels it like this, she'll say, why not? I'll take it from way behind the 8-meter key.
It has been a difficult day for the goalkeepers. In tight, we have Nicole Levy finishing with a little dip and dunk, showcasing her soft hands in and around the crease. And then Kenzie Kent, Charlotte North, doubling up yet again.
North with a couple of goals in the second quarter alone as she continues her trend of multiple goal-scoring games in this her rookie year of Athletes Unlimited. At the break, done with 20 minutes, the shots, Team Colson is already up to 20 against team captain and keeper Taylor Moreno. We are getting set for the third quarter, and we will bring it to you in just a few moments. It's turned out to be another blistering hot day in Sparks, Maryland. If you like high-scoring lacrosse, we've got it for you. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in Season 2. This is Game 16. 9-7 for Team Colson at the halftime break. Nobody wins the second quarter points, so this third frame is worth 40 after Team Colson won the opening frame 6-4. The Unlimited Club provides great benefits. Lets you vote on league decisions, interact with the players, potential for you to get some signed autographed items, and a whole lot more. For more information or to join today, go to auprosports.com. Folks, checking out the merchandise tent. Great colors on display this season. Nicole Levy marching her way back to the offensive end of the field. She's wearing a microphone for us. Let's go into the game presented by Air National Guard.
Let's go, G. Get out of here. Charlotte. Charlotte. You know what I'm feeling? No, go back over there. You know what I'm feeling for lunch later? A sandwich. Out this way. Let's go. That's my first ever ground ball, guys. Let's go. I'm gonna jump so high right now. We tried it. We got 1 second.
It's a good thing Nicole Levy takes herself so seriously, doesn't she? He said tongue-in-cheek.
From the sandwich to jumping high, first ever ground ball for those fans at home. That was not her first ever ground ball.
Liar, pants on fire.
Always a character on the field, and whenever you're smiling, you just know that you're going to have more fun.
She's having a great time. We are too. Hope you are as well as you check this one out on ESPNU. We'll be back on ESPNU tomorrow, awaiting confirmation on start times for the doubleheader. Team Colson faces Team Johansson tomorrow. Team Moreno in goal right now. They'll square off with Team Apuzzo. They are slated to be the second of the 2 games on ESPNU. That's Sunday. Sydney Watson getting to the alley, rolls back to her left, fires, and it's straightening up to make the stop. Katie Glynn, the quick outlet for Lizzie Colson, the captain of the team dressed in blue. Colson gliding towards the 8-meter key. We'll go 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Just getting going in the second half. Remember, the third quarter now, with a carryover from the second, tied up at 3. The third quarter is worth 40 for everybody on the respective rosters. Charlotte North, 2 of the last 3 goals for her gang. Picked up by Emma Trenchard. Trenchard hedging out defensively. North flips for O'Donnell. The bouncer goes wide of the goal, guarded by Taylor Moreno. Moreno, 59% save percentage in the first couple of weeks. That's the league's best. Kenzie Kent had 4 goals at this end of the field in the opening quarter. Waits, fires, rings that one up of Moreno and the post. Just that close to what would have been a league-tying 5th goal in the game. League record time. Allie Kennedy powers her way back. McMahon to the interior and another save for Katie Glynn. Every goalie stop, Courtney, is worth 6 points.
Defensively, to force away from where the open player was, Team Colson, great job of having Izzy McMahon move towards the middle of the field because the open player was down low. It was Molly Stevens who was wide open.
Katie Glynn with 7 stops now. Katie was the first goalie taken in Monday's draft. We'll have another draft on Monday once the MVP votes are all tabulated after tomorrow's action. 4 new captains, potentially, and new teams selected Monday night, 7 Eastern. You could see it on YouTube with John Brickley, your host. Katie taking the number 26 in the Monday draft. Katie Glynn by Lizzie Colson. North, little hide and seek back behind the net. Trenchard peeks out. Charlotte bluffs the question mark dodge. 6 seconds to shoot. Kenzie Kent hawked there by Ali Palermo. North over the top as the shot clock was expiring. A save there for Moreno and possession for the team in gold.
Fans wonder oftentimes how goalies move up the leaderboard so quickly. Saves, cause turnovers, getting some ground balls, but oftentimes those last second shot clocks, those can be easy saves for them as every shot clock winds down. That's just a quick 6 points.
Every moment counts. It's a compressed, energetic, exciting season of 4 weeks this summer. Watson to the interior, snapped it high. Well backed up there by McMahon. Watson slow to get back to her feet. Sydney wears a wristband, Courtney. It says, "My story is not finished." It's a bracelet. It's usually beneath a wristband or some tape. And she is constantly reminding herself to grow and to become even better at this professional sport. This is her first kick at the can since being the Big East Midfielder of the Year at UConn. Off of a turnover now, Palermo finds McMahon, looking for Stevens, rolls inside, save Glynn. Katie's 8th on the day.
She has such fast hands, Katie Glynn, punching her hands out. That was saved with the lower part of her body, her stick, her hand on that bottom side, not necessarily with the net. But her eyes are locked in. She's always laser focused.
Marie McCool picked up by Lizzie Colson. Those 2 Team USA gold medalists. The United States has won the last 4 Women's World Championships. Most recently did so at nearby Towson University. We're in Sparks, Maryland. Temperatures hovering in the high 80s. Began under cloud cover today at 9 a.m. This game starting 11:30 a.m. And now the familiar figure of Katrina Geiger running in transition. She's so good bringing the ball up from the back end. Spots Levy behind the cage. Looking to Geiger. Spins. Great save by Moreno.
That was a quintessential slow break, getting the ball to X, looking at cutters coming in from the top. A good move by Katrina Geiger, but a better save in goal by Taylor Moreno right here. Her focus was on that ball. As a goalie, it's eye-thumb ball. Honed in.
Katrina Geiger, who would have been collegiate teammates with Van Thoff and Glynn at Loyola. Katrina has never scored a goal in Athletes Unlimited. She was pretty close right there. As we see things shape up defensively, McMahon turns the corner. Her follow-through struck Sydney Pareca. The officials allowing play to continue. Shot clock's at 14. Long way from the goal. The inside pass, and Scotty Rose Growney converts.
Bit of defensive disorganization right then for Team Colson, and that's what helped Team Moreno in scoring another goal offensively.
9-8 is your score with 4.5 to play. Scotty Rose Growney presents a nice target inside, and then she does the rest. After a pretty torrid scoring stretch in the opening half, we've had only one measly goal in the third quarter. It's come from Scotty Rose Growney. It's made it a 9-8 score in favor of Team Colson. With Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2, we have Premier Lacrosse League action coming up, PLL play in the great state of Utah. Atlas and Whip Snakes, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, followed by Water Dogs and Redwoods. Then Saturday, Chaos and Archers at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, Cannons and Chrome. All 4 of those games exclusively on ESPN+. Water Dogs, Sowers, and McCardle packing a punch on attack. Charlotte North, the last player to strike for Team Colson. She was set up well and it was part of our aspiration assist.
Team Colson wearing those blue jerseys. All eyes are always on Charlotte North as she is a threat with the ball in her stick. But right now she is having the assist to Kenzie Kent inside, a little two-person game. Kenzie Kent scoring, but Charlotte North with the aspiration assist.
For every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, aspiration planting 10 trees per helper. Heading into today, over 1,100 that have been committed to. We thank Aspiration for its support, our chief sustainability partner. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2. It's the only league driven entirely by the athletes. When it comes to assists in this campaign, Hallie Majorana, a winner earlier today, is closing in on a dozen to set the pace.
Assist leaders, those are oftentimes the players who are taking risks with the ball in their stick, or they are big-time goal scorers who everybody moves to them, and that means that somebody else is wide open.
Courtney, it's hard for us to underemphasize the growth of women's lacrosse programs, especially the NCAA women's lacrosse programs. Well over 500 of them now. All the players out here on the field have been tip-top All-American candidates throughout their amateur days.
But I've been tremendously impressed with Kenzie Kent at the draw control circle. She just puts herself in a position to come up with that ground ball, hardworking, that reach with her one hand.
Allie Kennedy has the ball now. 42 in the gold for Team Moreno. Sydney Watson waiting for an offensive-minded sub, and that's Scotty Rose Growney trotting in off the sideline. Scotty Rose Growney, another player fresh from the North Carolina National Championship team of 2022. Geyer's back was there with her. There they hook up again. Tar Heel to Tar Heel.
Not only does this tie the game for Team Moreno, but they are up by 2-0 in this third quarter. When you have quick ball movement, good things happen. From Stevens to Geyer's back to a cut from Scotty Rose Growney. As you mentioned, Tar Heel to Tar Heel. When you play with players, you know their tendencies, and those two seem to have a great connection on the field. A cut, a finish, all in one.
Scotty Rose told us that if she wasn't gulping things down in lacrosse action weekend after weekend, she'd love to be a chef. There she was set up splendidly by Sam Geyer's back. Geyer's back, who loves to paint and play guitar. There, the feeder on Growney's second goal in succession. She has the only 2 points on the board in this third quarter, and that is huge, Court, because in this frame, the third quarter is worth 40. We were tied after the second, and the second quarter was 3-3, so those points carry over. This frame is worth 40, and right now, Team Moreno in gold is in line for those points. Scotty Rose Growney with momentum working in against O'Donnell. Passes for Kennedy, denied there by Glynn. Katie Glynn's save total climbing to 9 now on the day. Geiger looks to clear. 3 and change remaining in the third. We'll get a whistle. The officials are going to show a green card. It was pretty close to an offside situation there. Geyer's back gets the gate. Player up. A quick 30-second version for those dressed in blue. 9-9. Earlier today, 9-8 was the final for Team Johansson. Downing Sam Apuzzo. Captain Apuzzo taking her first loss of the Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season. Kent, push it for Levy. Spray it on around for Charlotte North. McPartland. Once more Warden. Kent, who had 4 goals in the opening quarter. Levy thinking about it. Nice pass inside O'Donnell with a put away.
Just about to say a little sense of urgency was needed for Team Colson, but they were just patiently passing the ball, lulling the defense to sleep for Team Moreno. From Kent to Levy as she pumped that fake, Katie O'Donnell knew when and where to cut, streaking down the middle, defense a little too late, getting to that cutter inside. When you are a player up, it is much easier, obviously, to score a goal, but we've seen teams twice today in a 6-on-4 situation be unable to score due to the quick movement of the defense.
O'Donnell's second of the afternoon, 9th of the season, and a helpless feeling there for defender Ali Palermo, who was a half a step late. Palermo says she gets a lot of her defensive skills learned from her time playing basketball and volleyball. She's been, I think, often underrated for her performance, her footwork, her coverage skills, really good despite quote-unquote being undersized. McMahon bluffed the 2. We're at the tail end now of the third quarter. Quarter points being led by Moreno 2-1. This third frame is worth 40. When you win a game, you get 45. You get 20 per quarter, but that second quarter was tied, so things have carried over, making this frame even more precious. Watson with Warden walking after her. Geyer's back, picked up by Geiger. Shot clock's at 19. McMahon's a long way from the cage. Building up a running start against McPartland. Fidgets and finds Geyer's back. Shot clock's at 6. Geyer's back. Shot clock at 2. Inside looking for the quick stick there. Kennedy did not convert. This is a turnover. Back to Team Colson.
Every single player in blue is going to get a +2 for that shot clock violation. That was great defense. And then every player in gold is going to have -2 to their overall leaderboard points.
Athletes Unlimited, pro leagues for the world's best athletes. These the top lacrosse players in the world. And late in the quarter now with 1:11 to go, Team Colson, its facilitator, Christy Foote, asking for the time. When we talk about a facilitator, Courtney, we're talking about a helper, an advisor, someone on the support staff, and we know Christy's always like an assistant GM come draft time. 10-9 is your score for Team Colson at the moment. We want you to be here in person. Don't miss your chance to see all the excitement play out here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Tickets are available today at auprosports.com/tickets. Join all those young folks in attendance. We've got an early start on it today, a 9 a.m. Eastern Time start. Team Johansson victorious over Team Apuzzo. Majorana had 3, Fortunato had 2, Huff had 2, and a victorious effort. Now we are in an all-important third quarter, Courtney, worth 40 points. In the frame alone, Team Moreno has the 2-1 lead. They trail by 1 where it matters most.
I think that was a great timeout that the facilitator called. Because at this point, you need to score a goal or a 2-pointer to go up. Otherwise, those points are extending to the fourth quarter.
Getting set for play to resume in the third. Moreno limbering up and waiting for the next advance from Charlotte North. High-scoring attacker, teaming up with Kenzie Kent today. Kent to the interior, nice pass. Warden going to goal, scores! Haley Warden.
Haley Warden extending the lead by 2, but more importantly, she has now tied things up 2-2 here in this third quarter. So those 40 points are still up for grabs. We saw Haley Warden powering through the defense of Marie McCool right here. She doesn't necessarily score a lot of goals, oftentimes just the connector in the middle of the field doing all the dirty work, but that was a very important goal for her team.
Haley Warden, who likes to bake blueberry muffins and birthday cakes. Right there, shaking and baking inside the 8-meter key. Haley Warden makes the score 11-9. Courtney points out the frame is even. If it stays that way in the next 59 seconds, the fourth quarter would then be worth 60. Ball down. Warden gets 2 points for the draw control. As it pops free, Kenzie Kent leaves it to Lizzie Colson. The shot clock is turned off. The team in blue can have the final possession. Charlotte North knows that, working with McPartland, O'Donnell, and Warden as her midfielders. 40 points on the line perhaps right now for everybody in blue if they can score one here late. O'Donnell's tallied twice. She's checking the scoreboard. 27 seconds to go. Around the screen set by McPartland, two-person game. McPartland face dodge, bounce shot. That's just nudged away by Moreno. On the inline, they fight for it. Closest to the ball on a shot where and when it leaves the playing surface, the officials say stay with Team Colson. Kent going to goal. 7 seconds left. Off the roll. Nice work by Palermo to shove her below. Goal line expended. Then it's off the crossbar at the final horn. The fourth quarter is now going to be worth 60 points. Another draw in the third. 2 points apiece. 11-9 in favor of Colson. Kenzie Kent was oh so close to winning the quarter, though.
A great battle off the draw culminated into Kenzie Kent getting this last little quick possession. She scored that goal backhanded, her very first one of the game. This one, the crossbar, helping out Team Moreno. As we take another look right here. Thank you.
Kenzie did everything right except convert that one. 5 ties, 4 lead changes. You don't want to move right now. 11-9, go into the fourth. Back to the action, getting set for the start of the fourth quarter. Team Colson and Team Moreno. Lizzie firing up her troops. The score overall is 11-9, but what matters a lot, quite a bit, in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter alone will be worth 60. You see, no points were awarded for quarter wins in the second and third by virtue of the tie scores in those frames. So the fourth is worth 60 for whomever wins that 10 minutes straight up. Folks, Sunday Night Baseball is coming up tomorrow. It's an NL West rivalry game. Juan Soto, newly acquired with the Padres, taking on Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers, wrapping up a big 3-game set at Dodger Stadium. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. With coverage beginning 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPN2. Baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. That Dodger lineup so explosive with Mookie Betts and Trey Turner at the top of the order. Joe and Courtney with you at the top of the hour now, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Nice to have you on board with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPNU today. We'll be with you on ESPNU tomorrow for another double headers worth of activities. 3 cheers for all the men and women in our technical crew. Early day at work. Last 24, 48 hours have been hectic for them, and we appreciate it very, very much. As Kenzie Kent gets back to operating against Ali Palermo, Kent was incredible in the opening 10 minutes, Courtney. She had 4 goals. She's been quieted down since.
And they've changed her matchup defensively. Ali Palermo being tasked with that at this point to stop her in her tracks, and Ali's done a great job. Not necessarily somebody who causes a lot of turnovers, but just is defensively sound. Good with the X's and O's sitting low.
North's outside shot was handled with relative ease by Moreno. Moreno into double figures again. 7 straight games with double figure saves for Taylor. Keep the ball hot, down low. Stuff attempt put away. Geyer's back, who began the day scoring for Team Moreno, has the latest on the board.
This is one of those so interesting facts about Athletes Unlimited, how it's designed. So that 1 goal right here, Geyer's back. If no other goals were to happen this entire quarter, Team Moreno in gold
60.
would have a 1-0, right? 60 points.
60 points.
But then the win would go to Team Blue, Colson's team, with 45 points. And it's a matter of, okay, obviously 60 is higher than 45, but everybody wants to go for those quarter-point win as well as that overall win. So I don't expect for it to be 1-0 here in the fourth quarter, but those are just the unique nuances of Athletes Unlimited.
With all these talented players and 9 minutes to work, highly unlikely that will be the lone goal of the frame, but it is accurate what you said. It can happen that way. Allie Kennedy teaming up with Izzy McMahon. Scotty Rose Growney jogs on. She'll work in tandem with Sydney Watson. Watson fumbled it. The turnover takeaway, that's 12 points for the cause turnover, 2 for the ground ball for Haley Warden in one fell swoop. Nobody, in fact, in 2 seasons of Athletes Unlimited has caused more TOs than Haley Warden. Ball down on the ground. Ground ball, another 2 points for Katie O'Donnell.
rightly slow, so slowing things down, Team Colson. Giving everybody a touch on the ball, comfortable, looking at their matchups.
We've had two really good, really close games today. Levy hiding back behind the cage, flushed out by Pelton. Earlier today, Team Johansson, a 9-8 winner over Team Samapuzzo. Hallie Majorana, a big factor. Courtney Taylor defensively was the #1 MVP. Kent robbed by Moreno. Eyeball to eyeball right there, and the netminder wins the battle.
Talk about her slithery skills offensively. I'm not even sure how she was able to slip through all of these defensive players. But Moreno standing tall, coming up with that save. Big time, keeping the score with just 1 point differential.
You see the knee bandage on Taylor Moreno's left knee. That left knee's been operated upon 3 times. 2 ACL issues, a meniscus problem. You wouldn't know it by the way she springs around that goal circle. McMahon working in tandem with McCool. Perella has great speed from the top. Trying to run by McPartland, who put the cross right to her midsection, stopped her in her tracks and goes the other way. Brilliant defensive effort there by McPartland. Pareca going to goal. Sydney fires Moreno, another save. A dozen stops for Taylor Moreno, watching her offense go to work in this 11-10 game, nearing the 4-minute mark of the 4th. Stevens will share the rock with Perella. Kennedy has been relatively quiet. She didn't have a point in the last outing. This is Allie Kennedy. Geyer's back, who has 2 today. Stevens there on the cross cut, sent it wide. McMahon next. Shot clock is at 17. Stride for stride, O'Donnell there getting into the hands. McMahon lost her balance. Shot clock's at 8. Geyer's back, puts it in a right-handed, scores! Sam Geyer's back.
Sam Geyer's back, showing that she is not just a natural lefty, but she can do things with her other hand as well. We see her look like she's gonna make a move to her strong side, but that quick little split, there wasn't necessarily a lot of jabs. She just saw space to her right-hand side. Defense, Haley Warden was not making contact with her. As we watch again, wherewithal for McMahon, keeping that ball in her stick and dishing it off to Sam Geyer's back. Take a look at this goalie cam right here. Such a well-placed shot. Low angle, with her right hand, going down the alley, and she put it all the way to that cross post.
The point totals continue to mount in an 11-11 game. 6 minutes to go in regulation time. You see at the bottom of the screen, we've been tied up 6 times. The lead's gone back and forth another 4. Perella gets 2 points there on the draw control. There are 60 points on the line for the winner of this 4th quarter. Right now, Moreno has the advantage in the 4th alone, 2 points to zip. Geyer's back will offer to McCool, the veteran midfielder, high scorer. Marie McCool, better than 1,500 points on the leaderboard last year. She goes to goal with gusto.
Marie McCool scoring when it's important for her team. Team USA product. She's most recently won a gold medal at World Championships. She is so fluid. She just kind of glides with her movements. And her excitement on that last one, being a spark, both ends of the field, but right now her team needed her to score to take the lead, and this little split, this nice jab, she gets a step on her defensive player and fires.
Courtney, by my cursory look at the box scores throughout the summer, the only other game more high scoring than this would have been the initial game of the season, in fact, 14-10, 24 points. We're right there now at 12-11 with 5.5 to go. Down the stretch, the last 3 markers have belonged to Team Moreno in goal. Just about 3.5 minutes worth of work. For Team Moreno, the last time they led, Growney would have put them in front 7-6 back in the second quarter. Another sun-splashed day after the clouds and rain have subsided. Temperatures have zoomed back into the 90s here. We're at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland, about 20 minutes north of Baltimore. Kenzie Kent takes this for a ride against Palermo with 5 minutes to go in regulation. Levy directing traffic. Charlotte North had a couple of goals in the second quarter. Warden against McCool this trip. Levy takes the flip. Cordingley has been quiet. Aurora Cordingley on the split dodge, not going to get to the inside against Watson. Shot clock at 13. Kenzie Kent with some get up and go. Back to her strong hand. Kent on the re-dodge, fires. Stop there, Moreno. Moreno surrendered 4 goals to Kent in the first 7 minutes of the day today. Since then, she slammed the door on her. Trenchard to clear. 4 minutes left. 1 goal deficit for the team in blue.
Team Colson has not been down since early on in that first quarter. So they're finding themselves in a unique area right now where they need to come up with the ball because there's not that many possessions left with just 4 minutes remaining on the game clock.
Growney turns, settles. On the question mark, no room there to let that one fly. McMahon at the 2-point line, buzzed that wide from the 8-meter key. Izzy has 1 2-pointer already today. It's a 12-11 lead for Team Moreno.
Team Moreno stepping up in the fourth quarter as they have closed the gap and taken the lead in Athletes Unlimited.
Haley Warden getting congratulations there. It's been a big fourth quarter so far for Team Moreno. They've taken the lead 12-11. They are in line for 60 points if they win the fourth. They have a 3-0 advantage in that regard right now. Folks, if you're curious on how we put these teams together, tune in every Monday, 7 Eastern, on YouTube. Live Athletes Unlimited weekly draft that's hosted by John Brickley. Find out who gets taken first. This week that was Ali Mastriani. Find out where all your favorite players are going to land, what colors they'll be wearing. For more info, go to auprosports.com. Fans are anxiously awaiting the winner today in this one. Nicole Levy has been wearing the microphone for us as we go into the game with Air National Guard.
Let's go, KO! Brother connection today, man.
No, brothers.
Right here, right here, right here, right here.
We go for one. Go for one for sure. Yeah.
Definitely one.
I don't think
Nothing too crazy.
I think it's just giving you guys a break.
Yup.
Yeah.
And space. Just give each other space and we'll be fine. Yup. Yes! Let's go, Haley. That was easy. All right, let's get one more. Hey, there's plenty of time for one more. We gotta win the draw. Possess, last shot. Last shot.
Nicole Levy gives a lot of marching orders out there. She is very chatty in a coaching way.
She's a longtime assistant at Colorado, and now she's headed out to Florida. Total change in weather, but she knows what it takes to step up during her collegiate days as well. Played at Syracuse.
Another exciting conclusion today with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Kenzie Kent leaking back behind the cage with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to play. Charlotte North rolling in, loses Trenchard. North picked up by McCool. Great help there defensively. Halfway through the 60-second shot clock. 12-11, Team Moreno in gold has the lead. Earlier today, it was a 9-8 decision for Team Johansson over Samapuzzo's squad. Moreno makes a save on the outside heat from O'Donnell. Moreno has 10 seconds to vacate that circle. Moreno has 5 stops alone in this fourth quarter.
She has stepped up tremendously, especially in the second half, quarters 3 and 4. Say the first 2 quarters, a little uncharacteristic for her. A lot of goals were being scored. But she is back to those double-digit saves, which we have seen now for 7 games in a row.
Kennedy switching it to Geyers back. The quick stick play. Glynn with a fine stop on Allie Kennedy, whose frustrating day continues. Katie Glynn with a big stop right there. Mom and Dad, Ted and Debbie, are in the stands right beneath us, and you cannot help but hear Debbie roaring her approval with each stop by 00 in blue.
They are fans through and through. They are here in the stands always, but then they rewatch the games. They are lacrosse fanatics, and I love it.
Charlotte North, her team trailing by 1. North hovering at the 8-meter key. Working a 2-person game with Kenzie Kent. Shot clock's at 20. North lobs it down low from the angle Cordingly. Matched up with McCool. Aurora Cordingly swings it on around. Levy bluffs the 2. Levy floats it inside. Nice catch. Kenzie Kent turns, bothered there by Pelton. There is a foul called. Kiera Pelton was on the back of Kenzie Kent there for a moment. And the call was made, and Kenzie Kent will go to a free position shot. A chance to tie the league record for goals in a game right here. Kenzie Kent at the 8-meter key. Against Moreno. Skips inside, fires, score! Kenzie Kent's 5th of the day.
Not only was that her 5th, but that was the tying goal of the game. It was so very important for her to get the ball out of her stick. As long as it's out of her stick before the shot clock has sounded, then the goal is good. And we're gonna see potential challenge or just to check by the referees. Let's see what's occurring at this point. But I think it was out of her stick as we take a look. Well placed right through Moreno's legs right there. We call that the 5-hole.
Appropriately enough, if it stands, it's goal number 5 today for Kenzie Kent. It ties the league record for goals in a single game. Kylie Ohlmiller, injured this year, not playing in Athletes Unlimited, did it twice last year. Sam Apuzzo, Courtney Fortunato, Alex Ost-Holman, and now Kenzie Kent, the only players ever with 5 goals in a single Athletes Unlimited lacrosse game. So we are checking now with less than a minute to go in regulation. Is this a way? Looks good from here. The ball was out of the cross of Kenzie Kent before that clock hit 0. Patty Kletcher-Porter checking it out along with official Lynn Bowers. Lots of interested bystanders in blue. The score is tied up at 12. Once we get it confirmed, Kenzie Kent's 5th. We turn the microphone over to Lynn Bowers.
All right, 2 things we needed to review today. First of all, was the shot release before the possession clock hit 0, and it did, so that 1-point goal will count. Secondly, we needed to go back and review the game clock because the game clock continued to run, so we reset the game clock to 1:04 left in the game.
Lynn, we appreciate it. Always detailed with her explanations. So the shot is good, and the time will go back to 64 seconds. The goal counts for Kenzie Kent her 5th on the day, the equalizer at 12 apiece. 1:04 to go. Should this game remain tied, we would go to sudden victory overtime. Just a reminder, this 4th quarter is worth 60 points. We had a double carryover from the 2nd and 3rd quarters. Right now, Team Moreno leads the 4th quarter 3 points to 1, so they are in line for those 60 points. There is a timeout right off the draw control.
Wisely done timeout. Team Colson can set up an offensive set. They want to take the last shot. There's no need to rush and cough the ball up and give Team Moreno another opportunity to potentially score themselves.
Courtney, in what has been a very offensive-minded game, obviously 12-12, we had a Geico defensive play earlier in this quarter and in this half, and it was Kelly McPartland selling out to play both ends of the field.
Right there we saw Kelly McPartland playing tough defense all over the hands of Alyssa Perella. Excellent job, her defensive play of the game, breaking out, starting the offense. Geico defensive play of the game, Kelly McPartland.
So with the 2nd and 3rd quarters carrying over, the 4th is worth 60. McPartland instructing her gang inside the huddle. Team Lizzie Colson, the defender, first-time captain, rookie in Athletes Unlimited. She and her mates in a 12-12 draw late in this contest. The players so kind and generous with their time, happy to wear microphones for us. Nicole Levy doing so today into the game with Air National Guard.
Stick side low, Taylor. It's coming stick side low. I knew you wouldn't. That's why I was yelling it. I was trying to get in her head. You think it worked?
All right, listen to me. The old goalie in me would have a word with Nicole Levy after she did something like that, trying to play mind games with Taylor Moreno.
It's gamesmanship.
Oh, I completely understand gamesmanship, and I have. If I had my druthers, there would be some gamesmanship going on as well. There'll be payback. Let's just say that. And I know everybody's out there. He's got rabbit ears. He hears everything. No. That's interesting. I wonder what Taylor and Nicole will share after this hotly contested game is settled. 30 seconds to go. Will we see a winner in regulation? North would like that. Charlotte North outside the 8-meter key. Finds Warden. Back behind to Levy. Shot clock's at 15. Game clock's at 16. North roll dodge inside. Bouncer off the inside of the post. No goal. Still loose. O'Donnell has it. Levy looking to stuff. Gets to the interior out of her cross. Warden right up the gut. The bouncer that goes over the cage. And this will come to its end. Tied up at 12. The quarter points, 60 of them in fact. 60 points after the carryovers from the 2nd and 3rd. Those 60 go to everybody dressed in gold, Team Moreno, battling back to a 12-12 draw, and we will need sudden victory overtime this afternoon.
Love that this game went right down to the wire. A lot of shots for Team Colson, but none of them finding the back of the net. Charlotte North first. Thank you post, almost a celebration from Team Colson. And then in tight, Nicole Levy getting that ball checked away from Sydney Watson. Another potential shot, Haley Warden, and then the clock winding down.
Awesome way to finish this game. North just misfiring by a whisker there. It rattles around off the frame and out. Big sigh of relief for Taylor Moreno. Her team in gold. They will play into 3-minute sudden victory. Moreno's troops all earning 60 points by virtue of winning the 4th and the carryovers from the 2nd and 3rd. In overtime, it's 3 minutes. It's sudden victory. First goal wins it. If neither team does produce a game-winning goal, we would then move to a decisive shootout, which we saw in week 2. Tremendous game involving Sam Apuzzo's squad. Dramatic come from behind win, and all of it ultimately requiring the shootout to decide. First goal will win it. Draw possession is huge, obviously. 3 minutes on the board. McCool and Warden know each other's moves extremely well. Both of them second-year pros in Athletes Unlimited. Draw control, down and belonging to Emma Trenchard. Give her 2 points. It will be Team Moreno asking for the timeout. They want to set up some strategy with the first offensive possession of OT.
Huge possession for Team Moreno. That was an incredibly large draw outside of the middle of the field, went all the way behind the restraining lines. And Emma Trenchard, not surprised, competitor, ground ball, all over the field.
It's been a phenomenal game today, tied up at 12. Kenzie Kent has been the headliner on the score sheet 5 times.
4 all within the first quarter. Kenzie Kent showcasing her skill, a lot of different ways she was able to score, ball in her stick, cutting inside middle, and then making some shifty moves, being incredibly slippery through those defensive players. And then her 5th goal, tying things up, sending this game into overtime.
Plus a couple of helpers. Each assist gets Kenzie 4 points. The goals, 5 of them times 12, 60 points. As she will invariably move up a bit on the leaderboard. Most goals in a game this season prior to Kenzie's outburst. You see the 4 who have been bested. Kent tying the league record from a season ago with 5 today. It would be a fitting conclusion for her to get one more chance in overtime. But for now, she'll watch her mates defend. First goal wins it. Kennedy, who had an overtime game winner earlier in the season. This is week 3 of 4 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Geyer's back, patiently waiting. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. McCool, who often takes matters into her own hands at these critical junctures of the game. McMahon, who's been high scoring, has a hat trick today. Sydney Pareca right there in her hip pocket. Kennedy takes the flip but took her eyes off of it. Sydney Pareca clears it. Kenzie Kent now first offensive touch for Team Colson, and likewise, they will take the timeout. They will gather around with facilitator Christy Foote and try and diagram a game-winning play.
Strategies are so very important. That's why we saw a timeout as soon as the ball was possessed in their offensive area. You want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Obviously, a lot is on the line the entire game. Team that wins is going to get 45 points respectively for their team winning the game. But it's a matter of putting people where they're going to be successful on the field.
It's just been a close game all throughout. The largest lead that we had throughout the entirety of regulation was 2 goals, 2 points. It's 12-12 right now. You see the Geico leaderboard left side of your screen. There will be plenty of points doled out in the aftermath. The winning team gets 45 for each individual, all 14 players on the roster. Then the teams will MVP vote. And we'll continue to see the swing, the ebb, and the flow heading into the final day of the weekend. Tomorrow's action, also on ESPNU. 1 Eastern time. We are expecting to bring you the first of 2 games tomorrow. Trying to settle matters now in sudden victory overtime. Kent, who had an OT game winner last summer. The first ever in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history. She's ready to set a screen for Charlotte North on Trenchard. Bring it to O'Donnell, halfway through the shot clock. Warden is next. Plenty of room to isolate against McCool. North outside the 8-meter key. Charlotte North wants to get to her right. Trenchard knows that, takes it away early. There's the split dodge, fire and score! Charlotte North, the hat trick, provides the win for Team Colson.
As we watch Team Colson celebrate this overtime win, it is fitting that the ball was in Charlotte North's stick. She has such drive, passion. She's deceptive on the field, powerful dodger, but more importantly, she has a rocket shot that's well placed. And Team Colson with the OT win today.
45 points earned there on that long distance strike from Charlotte North. When you win, everybody on your roster gets 45 to their leaderboard total. North, another big day, another hat trick, another standing ovation for the great 88. 13-12, 1 minute and 32 seconds into the 3-minute extra time. Charlotte North provides this winning strike.
As we see the ball get into her stick, she had a lot of movement from back and forth, trying to see if she could gain a step on Emma Trenchard from left to right, and it was right there. She got her hands free. As soon as she saw that, she was willing and ready to release this ball to the left, and right there, quick change of direction. Well placed, it was stick side for Taylor Moreno in goal, but when it's in that lower corner, that was accuracy.
That familiar sidewinder action, too hot to handle for Taylor Moreno, hanging her head in defeat. Charlotte North with the other end of the emotional spectrum, jubilation after she hits the back of the cage at the 132 mark of overtime. Team Colson celebrates the win. Plenty of reason to jump for joy as Team Colson picks up its first win of the weekend. Team Moreno falls to 0-2. Earlier today in regulation, Team Johansson beat Team Apuzzo 9-8. So Team Colson gets Team Johansson tomorrow at 1 Eastern on ESPNU. Team Moreno will battle with Team Apuzzo 3:30 on ESPNU as everybody gets well-deserved refreshments. Kenzie Kent, a record-tying performance. As Allie Kennedy puts in her votes for MVP today, we have time to catch up with Charlotte North. Charlotte, play analyst for us from that chair while we're chatting with you. How did things break down on that game-winning goal?
We came up with a huge cause turnover. Sydney Pareca down there. That was just so much momentum for our team. And then we got down, called a timeout, talked it through. I think we were just seeing how the defense was playing us, if they were choosing to slide. If not, in that situation, they didn't slide, so I just went for it.
So Charlotte, talk about that. The game is on the line. The ball is in your stick. The confidence that it takes to be able to take those type of game-winning shots.
Yeah, I mean, my teammates give me great confidence, just telling me to go to cage there. We were battling all game. It was a really high-scoring game. It was going back and forth the whole time. So, in that moment, I think it's just all because of my teammates passing me the ball and letting me go. Describe
the emotions for us, Charlotte. Late in the game, Kenzie Kent steps to the free position shot to try and tie it. What are you guys feeling at that moment?
Oh, that was huge. I mean, Kenzie's just been playing amazing all weekend. It's so fun to play with her, and no doubt in my mind she was going to sink that one. So that was pretty epic, and it was another huge momentum swing for our team.
Charlotte, we saw you and Nicole Levy making a sandwich on the field and having some other fun. Is that the game changer for you guys, you think, were able to come up with today's win?
Yeah, I mean, we're having so much fun, this blue squad. They're a ton of fun, Nicole included. She's so much fun to line up next to on the attack. But yeah, I mean, I think, when we're having fun, we're competing hard, we're high energy, and we feed off of each other, and that's how we come out with the win.
Charlotte North came in among the top 3 in terms of MVP voting so far. I'm sure you're going to get a few more votes today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Charlotte North and Team Colson victorious in overtime. The highest scoring game of the summer, 13-12, 25 total points. You had the double carryovers. We had a lot going on in the fourth quarter and in OT. It was a gem. For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Week 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. It'll continue tomorrow at 1 Eastern. For more information, visit auprosports.com. We needed overtime. Then Charlotte North brings the curtain down.